All right, guys. Today is a twofer. Today is a twofer. I will be jumping back on here right after this video with Tom Rosser, Gateway Mortgage, to go over USDA loans and some ins and outs of USDA loans. Super excited about that. But today's video, this one that you clicked on, if you're watching it today or watching it later on the replay, is all about things to look out for when you're buying a home in rural Oklahoma. Things that you want to pay attention to that you might not think about at first when you're buying a home in rural Oklahoma. That's what today's video is all about. So let's let's take a look at this beautiful property real quick. It'll take 6 seconds. No, four. It'll take 4 seconds to look at this beautiful property real quick, and then we'll go into today's items that you need to be aware of when buying a home in rural Oklahoma. All right. The reason I wanted to show you that beautiful home is that is a beautiful home in rural Oklahoma that you can purchase right now. When you're looking at the Oklahoma City metro area, that home is available right now, and it is the least expensive 4-bed brick home with a garage in the Oklahoma City metro area on 10 acres. On 10 acres. More info about that home down in the description below and other homes similar to it. And as of right now, at this video, it is the most affordable home. So, item number one, you want to pay attention to schools, parks, and splash pads. So, the reason I say that is if you're going to be living in rural Oklahoma, you're going to be 20 to 30 minutes away from a Walmart. You're going to be 20, 30 minutes away from playgrounds or splash pads potentially. So if you're moving into a rural hometown, you want to make sure that school's got a cool playground that's open to the public, or the town has a cool splash pad that's open to the public, especially if you've got kiddos or grandkids, because you need something for them to do during the summer. I mean, they'll have some acreage to run around and play on, but they also need to be able to go to the splash pad, go to the playgrounds, and what is it called? What is it called? Uh, get time with other kids. What is that called? Comment down below if you know what that is. And then Gabrielle, hello, Gabrielle. So nice to see you watching today's video. Thank you for watching today's video, Gabrielle. Really appreciate you and your viewership. All right, item number two, grocery stores. Yes, grocery delivery services. Sorry, grocery delivery services. Guys, Kroger, if you don't know, Kroger is in Oklahoma. And if you could save yourself 2, 3 hours a week by having your groceries delivered to you, because when you live in rural Oklahoma, you've got to hit the grocery store on the way home from work. So not only do you have a 20, 30-minute commute, which isn't that bad, but you also have about an hour, hour and a half that you're going to have to spend in a grocery store grocery shopping when you get off work. Well, now, guys, Kroger does a lot of delivery to Oklahoma. So if you're moving to Oklahoma and you want some home and land, you want a beautiful home on 10 acres, say out in Luther, Oklahoma, like this one. You can be happy, you can rest assured that Kroger is your go-to delivery store. Kroger is your go-to delivery store in rural Oklahoma. Item number three, but you got to verify that Kroger delivers, of course. Item number three, verify your internet options, guys. Verify your internet options. There's a couple companies out there that are putting in high-speed internet, and this is a big deal because in rural Oklahoma, you have horrible internet. You have horrible internet. So if internet's important to you, if you're a work from home person, you want to check out Oklahoma Electric Co-op. You want to check out Central Oklahoma Telephone Company. You want to check out CREC, Central Rural Electric Co-op, I think, CREC. Those companies have fiber. They have fiber. You can get speeds 100 up, 100 down. You can get speeds up to a gig up and a gig down in their network. So you want to check out their maps and look at their network and where their internet is, because that's very, very important. I just got a text. Let me check this real quick. New message. I'll have to check that out. But so high-speed internet is very important if you work from home, okay? And if you enjoy watching streaming movies on different TVs, like if there's streaming movies in the living room, then streaming movies in the kiddos' room or in the primary suite, or et cetera, et cetera. You want to make sure you got good internet for that. So Central Oklahoma, Central Rural Electric Co-op, CREC, Central Oklahoma Telephone Company, and Oklahoma Electric Co-op. Those are three companies that provide rural high-speed internet. So check it out. Thumbs up if that was helpful. Thumbs up if that was helpful. And then when you're living in rural Oklahoma, another thing you want to keep in mind too is the rural fire districts. The rural fire districts, guys. This is really important. This is very important. And your insurance provider is going to ask you about this when you're buying a home in rural Oklahoma. They're going to ask you, is your home's fire covered by the city, or do you need to get a fire subscription? Why that's important. If you have a home inside the city and they provide fire service for free, great. That's amazing. But if they do not, then you want to sign up for that annual subscription, pay that annual subscription price in case worst case scenario something happens and your home burns down, you are covered by that insurance policy and you're not having to shell out an extra 3,500 to 5,000 to maybe $10,000 to pay for that fire service. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. In rural Oklahoma, if you're not covered by a local fire district, you literally have to pay for the fire service that's provided to you by the rural fire company. So pay attention to that. That's very important. That's another reason that you want to reach out to the agents that I work with and I when you're relocating to, moving to, and moving within Oklahoma, the Oklahoma City metro area, because we're going to be sure to remind you to reach out to those local fire districts and make sure that if you do have an annual payment that you got to pay, that you pay that annually. So when you're relocating to Oklahoma, give us a call, shoot us, text us, email. We want to be your adversary when you're making that move to Oklahoma. Fifth item I want to chat with you guys about today is driveway condition. Okay. Do not discredit the driveway condition to your home. Getting a couple truckloads of gravel nowadays is a little expensive. One truckload of gravel for, I'm going to say just my driveway is about 30 yards, I think, is going to cost you about $1,000. It's going to cost you about $1,000 to get the rock delivered and then to get it all spread out. $750 to $1,000. So you definitely want to pay attention to driveway condition. And if you're one of the I'll do it myself type guys, that's great. That's fine. But rock still costs money. Okay. Driveway rock still costs money. And you don't want to go cheap on your driveway. Oklahoma, we get some crazy rainstorms. We have some crazy weather here. So you don't want to go cheap on your rock because it might just wash it all away. You want to get some good driveway gravel. So pay attention to your driveway when you're looking at homes in Oklahoma and the Oklahoma metro area. We're getting some more messages. Let me make sure that I'm handling all of these. Okay. I'm not seeing it. Must be coming through a different area. So thumbs up if that's helpful. Driveway condition. Well and septic, folks. Call TEQ and get those well and septic docs. Okay. Find out how the condition of the septic is going. If it's one of the ones that sprays on the ground, the anaerobic ones, make sure you get that inspected when you're doing your home inspection. Okay. You don't want to just get a home and termite when you're looking at homes in rural Oklahoma. You also want to get the well water tested and you also want to get the septic system tested too. Those are very, very important inspections also to assure you that you're buying a good home. It'd be horrible to buy a home in rural Oklahoma to find out after the fact that you bought a home that the property doesn't have an adequate septic system. You're talking anywhere between a $6,500 to a $10,000 bill getting that up to date. So keep that in mind. Thumbs up if that was helpful, guys. Thumbs up if that was helpful. You want to see that beautiful home again that's available in Luther, Oklahoma? At the time of this video, a beautiful 4-bed home on 10 acres available in Luther, Oklahoma. Let's take one more look. Yes, folks, that home could be yours. That home absolutely could be yours if you're looking for a rural Oklahoma home in Oklahoma. That's silly. So fencing, number 7 that I want to chat with you about today. Fencing's not cheap, and it's not really as easy as they make it look on TV to put it in. So if fencing is a concern of yours, if you have a puppy or if you want to have livestock or things of that nature, definitely take the time to walk the property and look at the condition of the fence. It's very important. And when you're dealing with a home that has 10 acres, like the one that I've shown you a couple times today, it might take you a little bit to walk the property, but do it. Do it. You need to know the condition of the fence because getting that fixed, getting that fence put up if it doesn't have a fence, that's important. And that's a cost that can add up. Just like driveway cost, fencing costs can add up too. Item number 8 that you want to pay attention to when you're relocating to move within Oklahoma, in the Oklahoma City metro area, to a rural home is what does the city have as far as amenities are? Does the city have a local bank in case you need to go to the ATM? Does the city have a Dollar General? Does it have a Dollar General with a gas station? Does the city have a working gas station? Does the city have a car wash if you enjoy getting your cars washed through the automatic washers or the ones where you use the hose and wash it off with your hands? What are the amenities of that city? Does the city have a police station? Does the city have a fire station, a volunteer fire station? What does that city offer you that you're going to live in? Because if the city doesn't have a service that you're expecting or desiring, you're going to be reliant upon the county or the city next to you. So when you're looking at homes, when you're looking at different properties that have land in rural Oklahoma, you also want to pay attention to the city. Call the city hall. Call the city hall and ask them the questions that are important to you. When you're doing this research, when you're making a giant purchase like this, you need to get the information straight from the source. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about today that you want to keep in mind when you're making your move to Oklahoma and looking at rural properties with land is the commute time. The commute time. If you work at the hospital, and they have some sort of requirement in your contract that says you cannot live further than 30 minutes from the hospital, we need to pay attention to that. We need to know that as your real estate agent when we're helping you with your move to Oklahoma, because we can set the search up just within a 25-mile radius. That way you can get to the hospital within 30 minutes of the requirement of your hospital contract. If you're going to be, if you don't want to have longer than a 30-minute commute, wherever you're going to live, where do you work? We can pull the radius out 25 miles, 20 miles, 25 miles, depending on how rural you're looking. And we can coordinate just homes within that 30-minute drive home from your work. Okay. There's lots of options available, but commute is highly important. And in most of our lifestyle videos on neighborhoods that we put out there on this channel, we like to put that little commute diagram up to help you see that. And that gives you a good idea on how far your commute is going to be when you're making that move to rural Oklahoma on a property with some land. Guys, as always, I hope you really enjoyed this video today on items to look out for when you're buying a home in rural Oklahoma. And if you did, give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. This channel is all about pros and cons, cost of living, neighborhoods, cities in Oklahoma, and real estate and your relocation needs. The team of agents that I work with, eXp Realty and I, we're absolutely here to earn your business when you're making your move to Oklahoma. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll go out on the beautiful home video that is currently available. If you're looking for a 4-bed, all brick, 2-car garage home on 10 acres in Luther, Oklahoma, just 32 minutes from Oklahoma City, guys. So if you're in the market for a home like that, give us a call, shoot, text, send us an email. We'd love to earn your business when you're making a move to Oklahoma.